So we always talk about first breakfast, second breakfast. First breakfast is usually carbohydrates, just some oatmeal. I just use this old-fashioned oats from Walmart. We've got tons of it down there. And then I slice up half an apple and just put some raw cinnamon over that. And we eat that at about 7:30, and then about 9 o'clock I start cooking second breakfast, which is the protein. I just take a pan. I use some Pam non-stick. Doesn't have to be the brand name, can be whatever you've got. Just makes the pan easier to cook, to clean. And then usually our breakfast starts the night before with whatever it was we had for dinner. You know, oftentimes we'll eat Mexican locally here, and I'll just order up an extra fajita, and that's what we have going here. So I'm just going to put this in here because it's cold. I'm going to let this warm up, bring it up a little bit so it doesn't take as long to cook the eggs. The eggs were pulled in this morning, and they're just room temperature, so they won't take as long to cook either, and we'll go from there. And we typically have, we have a trash can and I have a compost bin. Lately we haven't been composting a lot. We're more just feeding it all to the chickens and the animals, and then that just, you know, adds, we get that back out of the eggs. And we've got so many people up here that we cook for that I'll cook this twice. So I'll do the first batch for everybody out there, and then I'll do a batch for everybody in here. Just take those eggs, the yolks, pop them all, chop them up, whatever you want to call it, and then I just kind of whisk this all together. You don't need anything special. It's a Teflon pan. You hear a lot of stuff about Teflon being scraped off, causing Alzheimer's, stuff like that. This is just the pan I happen to have here that was big enough to make enough eggs for everybody. I'm using a plastic spatula so that it does not scratch up the non-stick. If you want to invest in some higher end, you know, copper clad pans or some stainless steel, you know, good on you, great. This is just what we happen to have here. And I let it kind of scab on the bottom from the heat. It's kind of cooking from the bottom up. Obviously this burner's not big enough for the pan. We're just making do, but we cook, you know, all the meals you see cooked here, they're either cooked on a grill outside or on this little burner. So there's really no excuses as to why, you know, I don't have a full kitchen or whatever. I mean, we do amazing shit with, you know, what little we have here, and we can kind of duplicate the same thing camping on a camp burner or camp stove as well. So, you know, thinking emergency preparedness or, you know, camping, stuff like that, you can still do the same thing. You don't have to eat shitty camp food while you're out camping. And then I just kind of come across, because the burner's too small, and I just move this around a lot, and I kind of just do it in a, you know, in a plus sign, and then kind of come across in a multiplication sign, just to keep scraping it, and then I just keep moving it, and basically you'll see a bunch of steam coming out, and that's the moisture coming out of the food and cooking it at the same time, just drying it out. Because of the fajitas from the night before, they were cold, so when we put them in the pan they made a lot of moisture, so it takes a little bit longer than just cooking eggs. Depending on how you like your eggs, you can have them you know, wet, more of an over easy type, or you can fully scramble them dry. Amanda likes her eggs scrambled dry. The rest of us don't really care, so we just kind of eat them the way she likes them, and just keep going. And you can do this. You can do this with chicken left over from the night before. You can do it with fish if you like to. I don't really care for fish in the eggs. Occasionally we'll do it with salmon or king crab or something like that, or shrimp. But mostly chicken or steak left over from the day before. And then if we use just a meat, I like to add in some peppers. We've got a bunch of Anaheim peppers and some chili peppers and stuff growing out front. Basil works good. I really like cilantro. If I'm using cilantro, I don't usually mix it together with basil. I use cilantro and chop that up real fine in a bowl before, and just throw it in here with the peppers, and that works really good. And then You can put whatever kind of salsa or sauce or whatever on top that you want to doctor it up. Eating eggs all the time, you definitely get tired of eating eggs, so you get pretty creative as to how you're going to eat them, and you can make them in 1,000 different ways. Really, it's just, you know, you're only limited by your imagination onto what you can do with eggs. But being that we produce so many chicken eggs, we eat a shitload of eggs here. Alright, so here's the second batch. This is what it looks like when it's all done. We went out and got some tomatoes out of the garden. Throw some cracked sea salt on there. Throw some cracked black pepper over that coarse ground. Take a bunch of those, throw them on each plate, just so we got something other than just eggs. I don't have any avocado, or I would have added some of that. Would be good with this. Got a couple different kinds of tomatoes there. Make sure the plates get each kind. And there it is. To cook for 9 people, it took me all of about 15 minutes to do it, and the first half is already eaten. We're going to eat. It's 9:30, and then in about an hour we'll head to the gym.